teachers have requested me to take the session on how to prepare the blueprint for SST. So when we talk about blueprint, I request everyone to use the chat box, or you can raise the virtual hand. We can first start with your understanding. What is your understanding about blueprint? Teachers, you can use the chat box or you can raise your hand. What is your understanding about blueprint? What do you think? What is blueprint? Yes, Rashmi ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, my video is off because there's some connectivity issues. I hope you can. I'm audible.
No issues, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. So blueprint. Yeah, blueprint according to me is basically it gives an overview to the teacher based on whatever is the syllabus, how many chapters are there. Based on that, we can bifurcate our planning in terms of giving questions from the varied chapters, which will not only help the students, but definitely as educators, it's very important for us. Sometimes we become biased on giving questions from some particular chapters only. So that's not the ideal criteria. And as we've learned in our B.Ed, we need to understand the weightage, the importance of all that. So it is just, you could say, a layout of how your entire question paper would be visible once you have segregated the number of chapters and bifurcated the marks.
Yes. So Sandhya ma'am, exactly. You have also written it's an outline which gives us a briefing about how we need to prepare. Blueprint is Bhagya Lakshmi ma'am writes, blueprint is a key tool for the teachers to prepare the question paper. Guide for the teachers. Yes, exactly. And then Harvest Vidya, I think it's a school name. It is a chapter-wise weightage plan for the question paper. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So when we talk about blueprint is nothing but when blueprint comes in our mind, it is a three-dimensional. Okay, it's a three-dimensional chart or the table that shows what type of the question we need to give, which chapters are included. So if I talk about, we will be only dealing with grade 10 social science because as I'm a social science teacher, so I'll be giving you briefing about how we need to go with making the blueprint. So when we talk about blueprint, it's a content which is which is exam preparation, and it refers to detailed planning. So when we talk about detailed planning is nothing but where we outline that specification, structure, and the content of the question paper, which is very, very important. And that is the reason it is called as a three-dimensional chart, or it is a table. So whichever way you make your blueprint, it is whatever you make, whether it is horizontal, vertical, everywhere it comes the same marking. So it includes, when we talk about blueprint, it includes the information. So what type of the information it includes? The first thing, number of questions. So now we know that grade 10th, anyone can tell me grade 10th how many questions we have? Yes, teachers, please can we use the chat box? So number of questions. So the first thing when I am making the blueprint, as a teacher, I need to be very, very clear that how many questions I need to have it in the blueprint. Then distribution of marks. So when we talk about distribution of marks, I know grade 10th, I will be having 1 marks question. I will be having 2 marks question. I will be having 3 marks question. I will be having 5 marks question. I will be having 4 marks question, which is case based. And then I will be having map question, which is 2 plus 3. 2 is for history and 3 is for geography. And then I need to have the level of difficulty. The blueprint will be in such a way that it will cater each type of the student. When I talk about each type of the student, here I'm talking about the average student, below average student, and the above average student. So I need to have the combination. Yes, exactly. I need to take care of Bloom's taxonomy, which is very, very important. Yes, Chawla ma'am correctly said that it is it should be based on the Bloom's taxonomy. Then a blueprint serves as a guide for the teacher or the examiner. whether like, nowadays when teachers go for the evaluation, like, when they go, so it's not necessary that only grade 10th teachers are coming for the correction. Grade 8th teacher also comes, grade 7th teacher also comes. So when I have a blueprint, the examiner will also come to know accordingly, like, how the question paper is prepared. And that is the reason it is very important. With the blueprint, I need to have the answer key. So answer key will give the other examiner for doing the correction in a very, very smoother manner. So it creates a balanced and comprehensive assessment that aligns with the learning objective of the course or the curriculum. So for example, now, like we have PT1 exam, then we have half-yearly exam, PT2 exam, then we have prelims for grade 10. Every school is having their own structure. So if you ask my school, we take PT1, we take only 25% of the portion. So it is only for 40 marks. Then half-yearly is 50% and we take it for 80 marks. But PT2, lot of schools, they only take it for 40 marks. But in our school, we take it 75% of the portion and we take it for 80 marks. So it depends on school to school how, like, you structure your, so 80 marks will reduce to 40 marks and best out of the 3 we will be taking only 2. So it depends on school to school and the school can modify that. So it all depends. So when I am, suppose for example, it's not like that only for annual exam the blueprint has been made. No, blueprint has to be made even when you are taking your PT1. Even if you're taking, like, anything above like 20 marks, you need to prepare. Even when I am, like, I am a person, when I take the class test also, I make sure that I will be including all sort of questions, whether it is like, 20 marks paper only for the class test or like, 10 marks. So 2 questions, I will be taking 1 MCQ, 1 as assertion reasoning. Then I will be putting 1 question for 2 marks, 1 question MCQ, then 1 question for 3 marks. So I need to have the combination of questions so that the students can prepare. So that is what the blueprint says. Like, why the teacher needs to make the blueprint. As an experienced teacher, I can just have it in my mind and I can do it, but it is not for an individual person. I, like, when I am taking 10th standard, with me there will be more than 2 or 3 teachers who are with me. So when I am making the question paper, they should be also aware of it, how many people, like, how many questions and what type of the questions I am giving. So that is what, like, blueprint is. So when we talk about the purpose of preparing, so it clearly defines the scope of the test. So I have told you whether it is a class test for 10 marks, whether it is a class test for 20 marks, or whether it is a PT exam, whether it is a half-yearly exam, whether it is a pre-board, whatever sort of exams we have, we should be preparing the blueprint. And the blueprint needs to cater all type of the students. As a teacher, my teaching will not be like, as a teacher, it is not, bolte hain na ki aapka teacher, like, you are the best teacher if you are going to prepare the difficult paper. No, I deny with that. Okay, a good question paper will always have the combination of all type of questions where, like, my below average students will also write something. My above average students, definitely they will be writing everything. So it should cater all sort of students. It should not be like, a good teacher will not be on the basis of how difficult you set your paper. No, ये बिल्कुल भी एक गलत धारणा है जब हम बोलते हैं कि मैंने तो बहुत difficult paper set किया है. बिल्कुल भी नहीं. It is really a wrong perception. If we, as a teacher, if we have it in our mind, we need to take it out. We need to prepare a blueprint, a question paper in such a way that all my students should able to write something and they should pass in the exam. Then my objective to the content, my objective is to, I need to cover all the chapters. So how I will be covering, as Rashmi ma'am and other teachers have said correctly, that when I prepare my blueprint, it clearly gives me that no scope of like, skipping of any chapter. So when I'm making the blueprint, okay, this chapter I have not included. So from where like, I can give 1 marks question or 2 marks question. That is also very, very important. Then improves the content and validity of teacher made tests. So as I told you, there will not be only one teacher. Okay, I might be having 2 co-teachers, I might be having 3 co-teachers. So when I talk about those things, so all the teachers can validate. Okay, so before making the question paper, teacher, it's always best that I should be making the blueprint and show it to my co-teacher. I need to sit with them, get the approval, and then I should start making the question paper. It's always better. It's always better because as a teacher, we can also do some mistake. And as an experienced teacher, definitely like, पे भी ये नहीं लिखा कि experienced teacher गलती नहीं कर सकते. They can also make the mistake. So it's always better that I need to first, before making the question paper, I need to first make the question paper, first make the blueprint, show it to everyone who are the co-teacher, get the approval, and then I should start making the question paper. So when we talk about the importance of a blueprint, so it's a guided structure. Okay, as we have already discussed, guided structure where the logical flow will be there, the question paper will be organized manner, balanced coverage where like all the chapters will be covered or not covered, which chapter needs to be given more important. Then it will be a fair assessment. Okay, fair assessment. When I'll be going with the Bloom's taxonomy, I need to make sure that how many understanding question I need to give, how many remembering question I need to give, how many will be the hot. So the question paper will be a balanced, fair assessment. Then clarity for the teachers. Okay, it will give me a give a teacher a very clear clarity about how I need to make the paper based on the blueprint. So once I have made the blueprint, I will stick to my blueprint and I will be making the question paper. Then alignment with the objective. What will be my objective? Objective is whatever the course will be. So the course, the question should be based on the course. It should not be out of the course. So yesterday only when the CBSE has released one more sample paper, if you have gone through with the sample paper, there is one question which had come from the age of industrialization, whereas the age of industrialization is only for the periodic assessment. It is not for the annual assessment. So in case if the same question or like the question which will come in the board exam, then we need to give the BOD. So whoever is making the board question paper also, they need to keep it in a mind that which chapters are for the periodic, which topics are not going to be assessed, because definitely we will be telling the students before we telling. Every CBSE is open forum. Okay, so they can also go and they can check, and the students don't learn. Yes, JK George writes that if there is an unhealthy competition between the co-teacher, then how can we show our question paper or the blueprint? It's very easy, ma'am. Ma'am or sir, what you can do, sit with your coordinator or immediate reporting officer. So whoever is your immediate reporting teacher or the coordinator or the team lead, whoever it is, it's always better that you need to sit with them and then you need to show. So there is no competition or nothing like that. Ultimately I know there will be there are so many schools where the teachers are having problems like that. So I always suggest that it's always better that we need to sit in front of the higher authority and we need to discuss. So they are they are the one who will be there, and they know who is doing what, and we will be very clear in our opinion, or we will take their opinion, and we can go ahead with that. Then efficient resource utilization. So efficient resource utilization is when I make the blueprint, I am not confused. I'm not confused that from where I need to, like, from which chapter I need to take 1 marks question, from which chapter I need to take 2 marks question. So my efficiency of a teacher and the time utilization and even the quality control will be always there, because there will be a process. Once you make the question paper, it's not like that the question paper gets approved. Then you need to send it to your HOD of the department. Then they see and they do the correction, and then it goes to the coordinator. So there will be always a hierarchy, and then only the question paper goes into in the hands of the teachers. Then adaptability. So definitely when we make the blueprint, it is always important that in an education forum we need to, and if, like, the teachers nowadays, the even, like, now I can be bluntly say that the teachers who have recently done the B.Ed, they don't know how to make the blueprint. Seriously, like, we have even taken so many interviews, and when we take, Rashmi ma'am will be agreeing with me that the teachers, they don't know, like, they are shocked when we talk about the blueprint. Now the blueprint is called as a question paper design. Okay, so they neither they know about the question paper designing, or they are like, they just stand in front of us as such, like, we have asked something new question. So it's very important that the new joinees, we need to teach them. If they are the new one and if they don't know, we should not take it as like, but they don't know, we will not be teaching. It's very important, because ultimately, as I always tell, we are working for our students. It's not for an individual level. So the Bloom's taxonomy, everyone knows, like, we need to prepare the question paper on the basis of remembering, understanding, applying, and evaluating and creating. Now I'll be moving into the grade 10th blueprint, how, like, you can make. As we very well know that CBSE has not given any I have a lot of, ma'am, could you please say that how many understanding, application, knowledge based, thought based? Yes, Ravindran sir, I am going into that only. So CBSE has not given any guideline of distribution of marks chapter wise. So as we know that it's like, 20 marks are going to be from economics, 20 is from democratic politics, 20 is from history, and 20 is from economics. So this is only the bifurcation they have given. And with this bifurcation, they have told that MCQ questions will be 20 MCQ questions will be there. Then 4 questions will be there for 2 marks. So if you see, 2 marks question will have your knowledge, understanding, application, analyzing, evaluation, all sort of questions. Then 5 questions will be having 3 marks. And then you will be having case-based question. And this time, the case-based question will not have a multiple choice. It will be a question-based, this one, case-based. And then you will be having map question, 5 marks question, 4 questions of 5 marks. And then you will be having 5 marks for map. So this is the weightage of the type of the question which is being given by the CBSE. So we have to follow this. It's compulsory. Okay. So 1 marks question will be there, 2 marks question will be there, 3 marks question will be there, 4 marks question will be there, and 5 marks question will be there. So then when we talk about, Ravinder sir, this is your answer. So when we talk about, so they have, like, they have distributed the Blooms into 3 main categories. So remembering, understanding will have 24 marks question, okay, which will include your 1 marks, 2 marks, 3 marks, 5 marks, 4 marks. So it is a combination. Again, the CBSE has not given any clear picture of, like, how we need to go with whether it should be understanding, remembering. So as a teacher, when I am preparing my pre-board, or like, my PT1 or my pre-board, like, usually all schools take 2 pre-board tests, whether it is a PT2 exam. So I need to make sure that all type of combination of questions I need to put in remembering and understanding for 24 marks. Then applying is for 11 marks. And the high order, that is my analyzing, evaluating, and creating, will be having 40 marks. So you can understand this 40 marks where, like, the students will be having, now we have competency based question also. So that will also include my third stage. And then the map skill, 101%, we know that 2 marks will be only coming from nationalism in India. And nationalism in India, we have 13 map labeling and locating and everything. Make sure that your student learn from first day and they should get 2 on 2. So, and geography, it's like the ocean. They have to learn everything. Out of 4, they have to write any 3. So this is the bifurcation again, which has been given by the CBSE. And sorry. Hello, can you see my blueprint on the screen? Anyone can mute themselves and tell.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this blueprint I have created on the basis of the sample paper 1, which has been distributed by the, which has been given by the CBSE. So if you look at rise of nationalism Europe, you can tell your students that they need to learn. It's very important. They need to learn rise of nationalism in Europe and rise nationalism in India. That carries minimum of 12 to 14 marks. Okay, it's 12 to 14 marks. It is very, very important chapter. So nationalism in India, they have given 4 marks on case base, and 5 marks is from the national in Europe. So it can be vice versa. So if suppose, for example, nationalism in India may say 5 marks ka question aayega, then your case base will be shifted to nationalism in Europe. So it's vice versa. They play like that only. So now if you see the new sample paper which has come, it's a vice versa. And global world, because it's only 3 topics which are coming, it is only for 2 marks. Okay, and print culture, it's a vast chapter. Again, it is going to be for 4 or maximum of 5 marks, not more than that. So this is the blueprint for history, which comes as 20 marks. Then you have economics. As I told you, economics, again, it will be for 20 marks only. Most important chapter in economics is money and credit. And I'll tell you why money and credit is the most important chapter, but because money and credit is one chapter which relates to the day-to-day life of the student. So that's the reason this is the most important chapter. It will come for definitely for 5 to 6 marks. And then globalization, again, they play with whether it has to, but now it's only 2 topics. I feel it will be coming for 4 marks, but in the sample paper, it was for 5 marks. Again, you have a choice. Choice of the questions will be there. Okay, so choice will be on the chapter based only. Okay, so the choice is not from one, will be from money and credit. You can tell the students out of 4 only learn 2 chapter. No, it will not be like that. All 4 chapters, suppose 5 marks का question आता है development में से, so उसी chapter में से you will be getting the option question also. It will not be a different 2 chapters. Then we have geography. Geography, so many chapters. Again, all the chapters are going to come for 2 or 3 marks. But again, your most important chapter is agriculture and manufacturing industries. Agriculture will come for 5 marks. Manufacturing will also come for 5 marks. Map locating will be coming from water resources. Lifeline में से 2 map locating आएगा. 2 में so one will be airport, international airport will come. This is my prediction. Okay, so and one will be the places which will be located, which you can be located. And then again, we will be having a minerals and energy resources map question and 1 or 2 question. Then democratic politics may say, please tell your students to learn power sharing and a political party. Jo weak students hai, at least go to you can tell these 2 chapters will be coming for 10 marks. So this is how the blueprint is prepared, and you can see that all the chapters, if if the students only learn rise of nationalism in Europe, nationalism in India, then if they learn money and credit, if they learn agriculture and manufacturing industries, if they learn political party and federalism, if they learn thoroughly, definitely they will easily get 45 to 50 marks. So this is the blueprint which has been like, I have taken from the sample paper. And this blueprint, again, if you see this blueprint, this is my like, I have prepared on the prediction, like, this can be done. So if you look at, I have given all the equal marks. So rise of nationalism in Europe, 6 marks, nationalism in India, 6 marks, then making of global world, 3 marks, and print culture and modern world for 5 marks. So this is the blueprint which I have prepared for my pre-board exam. Then development sectors, money, credit, and globalization, I have kept for all 5 marks. Why I have kept, the reason behind, I don't want to give my students a wrong prediction that there will not be like, any questions which is not going to come, or the weightage will not be there. So this blueprint gives me an idea that how I need to go with my question paper. I'll take the questions. Any questions, you can raise your hand and ask me. Any questions, please raise your hand. Ma'am, chapter-wise distribution, Sandeep sir, the chapter-wise distribution CBSE has not given. So we need to do the permutation and combination, like, how many chapters we need to, like, the important. But if you look at the allocation which I have given allocation all. Like, everywhere I have given the importance to all the chapters. So that is also important.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Actually,
Yeah.
I wanted to know, because we are abroad, overseas, and we don't have touch directly from India. Can you please
Okay.
send me economics and democratic politics chapter-wise distribution of the marks?
Sir,
So,
that's
please,
what I am telling. The CBSE has not given chapter wise. So we need to do the permutation and combination. I can just help you out with, like, which are the chapters which are most important.
Yeah.
Definitely 101%, like, the questions comes. If you take money and credit sectors. So
Yeah.
I'll be taking one more session where, like, I'll be dealing with chapter wise very important questions which, like, the student should not go without learning. Usme se
Right.
kuch na kuch to, like, it comes.
No,
So
I'm concerned about my poor children only, weak children's.
okay. So sir, at the end I will be giving my mail ID also, so you can just request on the mail. I'll reply to your mail. That should not be an issue.
Thank you so much. So kind of you.
Yes. Yeah.
Excuse
So
me, ma'am.
so when we
Excuse me,
talk
ma'am.
about the key characteristics of the effective assessment, so as I told you, the when we talk about the blueprint is nothing but it is a balanced and distribution. It achieves my learning objective. It's very clearly gives the transparency to anyone who takes my question paper and who takes my blueprint. It is very easy. Variety of question types, because as we know that MCQ will not be having only 2 or it will not be like 4 option. It should have the you should have picture based, you should have statement based, you should have then assertion reasoning, match the following. There will be n number of question types we need to have. We need to follow the Bloom's taxonomy, where we need to have the words like why, when, how. So justify, give reason, give your opinion. So all sort of questions needs to be there. And it is always better that we need to have the blueprint, so that it will give question paper essential assurance that the exam effectively are taken. It helps to maintain a balance, clarity, and even the fairness. So, and it definitely helps in designing a well-rounded assessment that accurately reflects the student's knowledge and skill. As I told you, it's not my I am not a good teacher if I am going to have a very difficult I set a difficult paper. I'll be a good teacher when I cater my all type of students, and the question paper needs to have each and every component. I request the teachers not to leave, because you need to fill the feedback form also, which is very important. Yes, Sumit ma'am, you have raised your hand.
Ma'am, this is Sumit sir.
And please ask your question.
Yeah, this is Sumit sir. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, Sumit sir. Sorry. Yes,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah,
please.
it's okay. Yeah, I am teaching with Sandeep sir only, ma'am. I recently, CBSE has shared another set of, sample paper. In that, they have put a question from consumer awareness chapter.
Yes. So, sir, for that only, if the question comes like that, then we need to have, then the board will 101%, the board will be giving the BOD to everyone. So
Okay.
it is not going to like, if the students don't appear that question, and if the question comes, I have, give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Sumit sir, I have shared the Google form. I request everyone to fill the Google form. Yes, so Sumit sir, as if the questions are going to come from consumer rights, if the questions are going to come from age of industrialization, if the questions are going to come from the chapters where like, the topics have deleted, they the board will be giving the EOD, that is benefit of doubt, BOD. BOD marks will be given to the students. Yes, Sandeep sir. Hello, Sandeep sir, you need to unmute yourself. Sandeep sir, you need to unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Yes, yes.
Actually, we recently come to know that G20 has been incorporated with the globalization chapter. What is the latest update about that? We have prepared the PPT based on the Google information, but we don't have anything about that one. How to incorporate, what all the content? We wanted the correct this one.
Okay, sir, see, it's very simple. Any activity which you have done, like, enlightened with the G20, you can just add it. Suppose, for example, in the month of April, when G20 posters, the students must have done, or like, if they have done any of...
Recently, G20 recently happened in on 13 and 14 October.
No. G20 is like, these topics are from the month of April, sir. But they have told now, like, you need to have the record. So any record if you have, if you don't have, simple, you can just have like, students to present on that, and you
Okay. Thank you.
can keep it as a record with you. That's more than sufficient.
I prepared only PPT,
Yes.
present PowerPoint presentation.
That is fine, sir. That is more than sufficient.
Okay, so we can tell them to keep and record one presentation
Yes.
from the class, one PPT from each class we have done.
Yes, that is, or like, all the grades combining together, that will also be suffice. So that should not be any issues.
That integrated subject like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you must have done IED, no? So in IED also, if you have done that, so that also you can incorporate. So
Yes.
they need evidence that how, like, we have taught our students the importance of G20. How many students have understood, like, what is G20, why it is important for the country, what is the objective of G20. So that all only they need the record on that.
Will it be incorporated with the internal marks? Already
Sir, you're not audible. Sir, you're not audible.
Excuse me, ma'am. Will it
Yeah.
be incorporated with the internal marks like we have done for the... No, nothing. Okay.
You
That's
can
fine.
take it as a part of multiple
Active-
assessment or portfolio.
Got it. Okay, got it.
One of the
Yes.
element you can take it in a portfolio.
Right, ma'am. Right. Understood.
Yes, Sumit sir.
Ma'am, sorry, one more question. Means this G20 can be assessed in board exam about G20?
Pen picture, yes.
No, sir. It's not there in the portion. No, it's not going to be.
Right.
But we okay, fine. Then we'll talk. Fine.
It's not going to be, sir. And then even if they ask as a, like, when you're going to sit in the exam, like, when we go as a evaluator to correct, we can sit and we can, like, always give a benefit of doubt to the student because it's not there in the portion. So CBSE is very clear that these all extra knowledge we are giving, but that should not be assessed. So if yes, they can give one paragraph that will become as a competency base, and the answers should also be there in the paragraph. So they cannot ask out of the paragraph. So that can be assessed if the answer are directly from the paragraph. पैराग्राफ दिया, उसमें क्वेश्चंस दिए, बच्चों को like पैराग्राफ रीड करना, आंसर, so that can be assessed, but nothing where like the students are not been reading anything from the textbook.
But ma'am, in the content syllabus, if it's in the content, they have given G20 content after the syllabus, right? There's a course content, they have given syllabus, the G20 also.
No, sir, it's not there.
Yeah, it's there. The significance of G20 in the CBSE syllabus, in the content part, they have given.
Sir, syllabus is opened in front of me. It's not there. I don't know if the Dubai syllabus is UAE syllabus is something else,
No,
but
ma'am, it is there.
Qatar, ma'am, Qatar.
but
It
in
is-
our it
It's
is
same,
only
man.
for
It's total. It's totally same. There's nothing changed.
but G20
I'll
is
tell
only
you the
there
page
for
number. I'll
sir,
tell you the page number.
G20
Just
is
wait.
only there for the it is only for understanding. We need to do all the activities related to G20. So if you ask my school, I have done G20. I have especially I've done MUN for G20. We have done poster making for G20. We have done
Page number
paper
33, ma'am.
presentation.
Page
So all
number
that will be
33.
there.
Page number 33. If you will see page number 33 in course content. In
Sir,
syllabus,
so
page number
that is,
33.
but that is not going to be assessed in the exam,
pixel.
sir. It is like, it's an activity, what all things we need to do under the G20. So activities are important because G20 activities, because it has started from the month of April. We need to do a lot of activities, and that we will be submitting also. Now, when CBSE asked for art integration and multiple assessment to submit the school from grade 1 to 12, that time, this time they are going to ask to submit those things online. So every year it comes
Thank you,
around
ma'am.
in the
Thank
month
you.
of
Yeah, I
December.
got it.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
sorry, we are disturbing
Yes.
from Kerala Public School.
No,
Thing
sir,
is
no
that,
issues.
can you-
Yes, sir.
I have shared my mail. Can you send a specimen for the blueprint and like I requested you the bifurcation of the marks for economics
Sir,
and demographics?
I'll write my mail ID. You can, or sir, I can give my phone number also. You can just text me. That should not be a problem.
All right, ma'am. All right. I and
I have
Sumit will-
written on the chat box, sir.
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Your good name, ma'am?
I'm Geeta Shivkumar, sir.
Right, ma'am. Right. We will do it. Thank you so much.
And I hope everyone has filled the Google form. Please fill the Google form. This will give me an idea that where all I need to improve myself, because I always believe that as a teacher, it's every day we learn something new.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone to join, and I hope the session has given some clarity about, but yes, as a teacher, SST is a very vast, and we need to take a lot of revision. And when I'm taking the revision, it's very important as a teacher that what type of the questions I'm going to include in my test. So it should not be just for sake of taking revision. I should not feel that it's a one checkbox for me that I have completed all the chapters revision. Even if I am able to take 5 chapter revision, make sure that I need to have all sort of questions which are going to come from those chapters. So whether it is an assertion reasoning, whether it is a match the following, whether it is a picture based, so all type of the questions, and we have lot of time. We can and now after the COVID, we as a teacher, we all have we are tech savvy. So if we are not able to do it in the school, we can prepare the Google form, we can share it with the students and they can solve it. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. As I always tell, appreciation and small motivation will definitely lead me to the next presentation, and I'll be coming with the next topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
difference
Thank you,
is the
everyone.
lunchtime for us.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandeep sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Thank you. With all of your permission, can I end the session?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Ma'am, are we to pay 21 rupees?
Ma'am, sir has shared Matthew sir. So if you want the certificate, that sir, like, you have to pay and sir will send the certificate.
Yeah, whose name we have to write in that, ma'am? Matthew sir's name or your name, ma'am?
Ma'am, resource person, you will be writing my name.
Yeah.
Yes. So
And money has to
resource,
be sent to that account.
yes, ma'am. That is sir's account. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Ma'am, sir has already shared the link in the all the groups. So you can just take it from the group.
Yes, ma'am. Morning only I have sent money to his account. So can I
Yes,
share
yes.
that?
So once the meeting will get over, sir will give the certificate.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening and happy Diwali to everyone. Enjoy
Thank
your Diwali. Safe Diwali.
Same to you,
Make sure
ma'am.
yeah,
Same.
thank you. Make sure that everyone enjoys the most, because this is the time when we as a teacher, we get some relaxation time with our family. So
When is
happy
the-
Diwali. Wish you
When is the next session? We will join.
everyone a happy